Hey everybody, welcome into Sports Wrap Houston. I'm Brandon Strange in for John Coronado. That's his radio partner, Lance Zierlein. You can catch them 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. on ESPN 97.5, 92.5 FM. If you haven't yet, please hit subscribe on this channel. We do appreciate it. So Lance, ever since the Texans announced Demeco Ryans as their new head coach, everybody in H-Town has feels. I got them. Demeco represents hope. So the media's got feels. The fans have feels. They're excited. Everybody's excited. Does this mean now with the Texans and their cap room and their draft capital and a new coach, can we put all this talk about tanking and draft positioning behind us? Is it time to win right now?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's time to be competitive. I think it's been time to be competitive. They weren't tanking last year. They sucked. And I don't think they've tanked yet. I think they've sucked. And there's a big difference between the two. I think it's time to start doing things that, it's time for the fans to expect more. And it's time for the players and the coaches and the front office and the ownership to provide more, frankly. And, I think the time is now. And I think now that you have your head coach, you have the second pick of the draft, you have the 12th pick of the draft, you had 2 first-round picks last year. Oh, it's more than time to expect more.
Okay, so that's the case. And I thought you might say that because I do listen to your show. So I thought you might say that it's time to win now. Okay, so now that makes me want to focus on 2 players specifically. First of those 2 is Laremy Tunsil. Now, he has been a divisive figure, mainly because he's still tied to the Bill O'Brien era. But if you're drafting a quarterback, which we think they may, you need to protect him. Do you consider extending Laremy Tunsil now?
Yeah, I would. I think he's going to cost you a lot of money, but you happen to have the room and the resources to make that happen. And Laremy played well last year. He was fully available last year. He wasn't hurt. He wasn't sitting out games. He played, which is nice. And he played well. And I think if you're going to draft a quarterback at number 2, which a lot of people assume the Texans are going to take a quarterback at number 2 or wherever they draft, if that's going to be the case, to start over at left tackle, you tried to start over after the Dwayne Brown era and you cut corners trying to make it happen. But before you know it, you're giving away multiple first-round picks and a massive contract to Laremy Tunsil because you had no leverage and you couldn't get the left tackle position right. So I think now that you do have it, let's not get too cute. Let's just extend Laremy Tunsil, draft your quarterback, and let's move forward from there.
Okay, second guy is Brandin Cooks. Good receiver. But again, divisive guy, bad attitude at times. What do they do with Brandin Cooks now? Because you want to win, you want to have a target for whoever your incoming quarterback is, but this guy has been kind of all over the place.
Yeah, I don't know that he's a good culture guy right now and fit. He's had a lot to say on social media. He was a Jack Easterby guy. To me, I just move him. You get a 6th for him, a 5th, whatever it is. You move him, you get him out of your locker room. He don't want to be there. You don't want him there. Just try to move him. There's a reason he's been on so many teams during his career in the NFL. And frankly, he was on so many teams, a relatively short period of time. So if I'm the Texans, I just move him, move on from Brandin Cooks. You've got John Mechie is going to be back this year. You got multiple picks this year. Draft a receiver, bring one in free agency, and just cut ties with Brandin Cooks.